Hi folks, and welcome back to the pole barn of bad decisions and broken dreams, where the coffee's always hot. Not so much. Hi folks, Brian Kane from the pole barn of bad decisions and broken dreams, where the coffee's always hot. Nope. Will it ever be hot? Will it ever stay hot? I don't know. But, in my humble opinion, you should go into your kitchen, make yourself up a fresh cup of hot coffee, sit back, put your feet up, relax, and enjoy the videos. Thanks, and have a good day. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We had the opportunity of going into the Grand Center Automotive repair shop. Now, the automotive repair shop has been closed for a few years, and the building that we're going to be in was built in 1870. And Kurt J. Knoll was the owner of the automotive repair shop, and he closed up and left the building. Now, these are two buildings that one building has 4 floors and one building has 5 levels. And we were able to explore this building, this old automotive repair shop. And I mean, this old boy was a mechanic. He went out, and when he purchased a part, he didn't purchase just one, he purchased hundreds of them. The sheer amount of oil filters and air filters, transmission repair, tools, and everything was just incredible in these two buildings. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video of the Grand Automotive Center. We're going to go through both buildings, all 7 or 8 floors, and show you all of the parts and everything that was left over. Now, the family came in, and I believe they had a company come in and take a lot of the, really good stuff and sold it all. But just the amount of stuff that's left over in this building is incredible. So they had a sale where you could go in, take a grocery bag, and fill a grocery bag up for $20. So I went in, I bought a few things, filled up 3 grocery bags, and at the end of this video, we're going to go through the haul of what I brought back from the Grand Center Automotive Repair Shop. Kurt Knoll, owner of Grand Center Automotive, opened in the mid-1980s and closed shortly before passing away in 2022. Grand Center Automotive operated for those years in an old site of the Valley City Brewery Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan, built in 1866. Grand Center Automotive was an automotive repair shop performing all types of mechanical repairs, including restoration and paint. Kurt Knoll received his formal automotive mechanics training at Grand Rapids Junior College and used his skills to open up Grand Center Automotive. As a young boy, he and his father, Ken Knoll Sr., took a liking to go-kart racing. Knoll was locally successful at go-kart racing and earned many wins at the track. His love for gas-powered go-karts carried over to high-performance automobiles, with Ford Mustangs, Shelby's being his favorite type. Knoll owned a Grabber Blue 71 Mach 1, and his family recalls it was his favorite until a special Shelby finally came along. In 1866, Peter Warwick opened up the Valley City Brewery in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and operated it out of a 70-foot by 60 building, 3.5 stories high, with a 54 by 78-foot wing.
It was connected to another building that served as an ice house and a stable. The stable sheltered the horses that pulled wagons transporting beer products from the brewery. The next generation of Valley City Brewing Company was located also in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and operated from 1935 to 1940. It was open for 5 years at this same location. Despite its short lifespan, it produced several types of beer, including Ace High Beer, Gold Seal Deluxe Beer, and Old Master Ale Number 2. Grand Rapids, Michigan was listed as having 18 breweries at this time, which was quite a bit of breweries for that time period. The blocks of ice and hay bales would have been stored on the second level and lowered down to the main floor of an overhead trapdoor. The same opening was used to lower engine blocks from the second floor during a car's removal process. Apparently, Knoll had stored engine blocks and many other parts on the second floor for safekeeping, including a 1969 Shelby with a 428 cubic inch displacement motor. This was a rare 1969 Shelby GT500 Ford Engineering pilot test car prototype Shelby. It seemed only fitting that the thoroughbred Shelby would be stored in this stable. Montcalm Community College in Sidney, Michigan had received a red Shelby GT500 Fastback serial number 0029 as a donation from the Shelby Automotive. In 1969, the Shelby had served as an educational vehicle within the college's automotive education department until 1985. Its early production serial number indicates it may be a prototype for the 1969 model year. Montcalm Community College sold the Shelby at public auction in 1985 to raise money for its automotive department. Kurt Knoll caught wind of it being for sale and showed up at the auction, bought it, and left with his dream car.
Sitting there on the right side as you walk down.
Oh yeah. One of them pulled out from the wall already? Yeah.
Oh, here's his bench. Oh boy. Hey Carl. Hey James. I found them benches there up here.
Oh, they way up there?
Yeah, it's the two of them, yeah. I don't know where the other thing was, but I mean, so.
Taking a walk through the second building here, you can see all of the stuff. It's just incredible. These shelves were filled with shock absorbers. Old parts. You can see the ceiling up top. You can see how bad it's gotten, how deteriorated it's been. It is unbelievable. The number of air filters and oil filters in this place is just staggering. There's all those blue boxes. Those are oil filters. And chemicals and oils and additives. You would just not believe it.
That was on the front door, I know it was. That wasn't the side door, because we always had glass. Because I,
All right, we're going to go through the haul from the Grand Center Automotive Repair Shop, the grocery bag sale that they had. Got a couple of air filters, 2 sets of spark plug wires. We got some flasher bulbs, 60-inch refrigeration hose. We have 3 H5001 headlights that are for high beams, a couple of regular headlights, some rough and tumble service bulbs. We got some fluids here, all kinds of engine treatment. We picked up some Stanley wobble socket extensions, a couple of taps, a wrench, a bunch of Nicholson files that are still very, very sharp. I'm not quite sure what that tool is. If you know what that tool is, send me a message and let me know, or put that down in the comments to tell me what that is. Got a bottle of anti-seize, couple of horns, a whole case of octane booster, and then some more engine treatments. Now we'll use those for old lawnmowers and stuff like that. Some cleaning solutions. Found a couple of cans of Hornet Killer, some car wash, paint stirs. We found this Chevy Camaro 1970 through 1981 owner's manual, still in the plastic. Looked that up on Amazon, and they're looking for $51 for that, so that's not a bad haul. Pair of scissors, always looking for those. There was a whole bunch of Phillips head Makita bits in there, and some door pin replacement kits. So not too bad of a haul. We'll put that all up on the shelf on the chemicals shelf. And we did get some heater hoses as well, and some miscellaneous bolts. So not a bad haul from the grocery store bag sale. Thanks. Hi folks, Brian from the Pole Barn of Bad Decisions and Broken Dreams, where the coffee... I don't even have any, and it's not even hot. It's never hot. But anyways, just wanted to take a second and thank you for stopping in and enjoying the videos. If you have a moment, please like and subscribe. This allows us to upload more videos. I'm really having a wonderful time making these videos for you all. So until next time, thanks and have a good day.